Now I must tell you, today's event is being held in Bengaluru and in Colombo. I have with me the captains of India, Australia, England and New Zealand. And my colleague Crystal Anand is in Colombo. She's got the captains of Sri Lanka, Pakistan, South Africa and Bangladesh. And we look forward to a freewheeling chat with these incredible leaders ahead of what we hope will be an incredible tournament, the ICC Women's Cricket World Cup. You know, it's very exciting to talk about the fact that this is a tournament that epitomizes the rise of women's. Ahead of this, we look forward to these top players from the top 8 nations all fighting for that coveted Women's World Cup trophy.
The game's biggest prize, every cricketer's dream. It's time for the Women's World Cup.
One of the best games you'll see in women's cricket.
And how beautifully she played.
What a game of cricket.
Oh no, what a catch! That's not getting much better than
Absolutely amazing. What a performance. They've been simply outstanding. They had what they came for. It's the World Cup title.
they are by far the best side.
The excitement is palpable and it's very, very exciting for me to personally announce that the added incentive for players in this, the ICC has announced nearly a 300% rise in the overall prize money, which means that the World Cup winners this time around will be set to take home $4.48 million US. That is absolutely incredible. We expect it to be top quality cricket with top quality players. They will all come together to put on the greatness of this on green wearing their national colours. And if you want to catch the action in the stadiums in person, then make sure you secure your seats in tickets.com, cricketworldcup.com. And now the moment that we have been waiting for, it's time to say hello to our captains in conversation. Leading from the front, as she always does. Please welcome the captain of Team India. Harman's 171, which was the highest individual score in a World Cup semi-final, not only set the tone and standards, but inspired millions across India to take up the game. Please also help me in welcoming the captain of Australia, Alyssa Healy. Alyssa represents championship DNA in her very home. Personally, in her trophy cabinet, she has 8 ICC trophies. Welcome, Alyssa. Let's say a big hello to the captain of England, Nat Silverbrunt. The 2017 final was a revolutionary moment and Nat Silverbrunt was part of the England team that won it, and from then on it inspired so many teams. Nat, thank you for joining us and making our fantastic quartet. Let's welcome the captain of New Zealand, Sophie Devine, who just recently led New Zealand to triumph in the T20 World Cup just last year. A big hello to our captains, thank you for joining us. Let's get comfortable and let's be in conversation. Harman, I'll start with you. Usually in India we say, Mehman first, guest first. No, but we'll start with you as a host nation to be captaining a World Cup in front of your home crowd. Yes, there's pressure, but there's an excitement. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. How have you personally prepared? And of course, we've all seen how the team is prepared.
Well, representing your country is always a very special moment for any player, but leading your country in the ODI World Cup, that is even more special for me. And even like on top of that, home World Cup, even more special. So everything all together is a very, very exciting and very special moment for me. And I just want to, go there, enjoy and play my best cricket. And that's what, I've been telling to myself and to my team. And at the same time, it's a home World Cup, it's a very special World Cup. And we have to enjoy this moment throughout this tournament.
Enjoying the moments is what it's all about, and it's Australia. But enjoy the moments when it comes to World Cups. A chance to defend the title after, almost 4 decades, after 37 years. You come into this, as you always do, as favourites.
Yeah, obviously, defending a title's not easy to do. Obviously, no one's really done it for a long period of time, but it's not really about that. I think it's every team's here to win the World Cup. We know what we need to do to try and do that, and you've got to beat every single side in the world to be able to lift that trophy at the end, which is really exciting. So our group's really looking forward to that challenge, and looking forward to being in these Indian conditions for the next month and adapting.
Absolutely. Nat, 2017 was a pivotal moment. We saw it as broadcast, but to winners in 2017, then finalists in 2022, do you believe that your team just know what it takes at the big stage to reach that level?
Yeah. Although a lot of people weren't there, aren't here now that were in both of those World Cups. But experiencing pressure moments is something that every international cricketer can learn from. You dream to be in those final moments in the big stages in knockout games. So yeah, I'm sure every team will be doing their best to get there.
It's always great, Sophie, isn't it, when you come into an ICC tournament, having recently just won an ICC tournament, how much of that confidence translates into this current crop?
Yeah, obviously it hasn't happened too often for New Zealand, but it's certainly a nice feeling to have that confidence and the belief that we can win world events. I think for us that's really important to know that it's a different format. Everyone starts back on zero. So for us, again, like both of us and Nanny said, we're here to win this trophy, and you've got to beat everyone, in this competition. So we're going to have to be at our best. We're really looking forward to the opportunity.
We're also really looking forward to seeing this Women's World Cup that will be hosted, Cricket World Cup that will be hosted in India, because I want to ask all of you the rise in popularity. Individually for Indian fans, we've seen all of you in different avatars on Indian conditions performing for teams in India, so we're very well aware or very well versed of how the game has grown. All four of you have played such a huge role in that. If you were to sum up, Harman, the change that you've seen or the development that you've seen in the women's game in the last couple of years, how do you stand now heading into this World Cup?
I mean, it's been outstanding. Not only, we have raised the standard. Even ICC is being, great in all the parts. They've been, really supporting women's cricket, and even the BCCI, they've been our biggest support throughout our journey. And good to see that, growth not only in India but everywhere in the world. Every team has, in this World Cup, they have equal chance to win. So I mean that shows we have really raised the standard of women's cricket, and now we have seen backstage. So I think that is something we really enjoy, because we have never seen that before. But I think it's been really outstanding journey so far, and really looking forward for this World Cup and many more years in ahead.
Alyssa, similar question to your team that enjoys dominance so much. When you see how much the game has evolved and developed, and there is a dominance all over the world now.
Yeah, I think the continued investment in cricket right around the world has been probably the biggest shift that I've seen in my career so far. I think, in particular over here, investing in these young female athletes to be able to go out there and do it full time, and obviously the four teams over in Sri Lanka as well, seeing those organisations actually back their players and give them equal opportunity to go out there and perform has been really cool to watch unfold. And I have a firm belief that this is going to be the tightest World Cup that we've been a part of. I think Harman just knocked it on the head and said every team's on equal footing here, and I think for the first time we're probably going to see that. So I think it's really exciting. Obviously Australia have got a rich history in this format in World Cups along with England, but I think every single team is going to be tough to beat.
I think that's really well said, isn't it, that you have teams on equal footing as you enter this competition. Does that, from your perspective, align with how much the game has developed?
Definitely. I think from 2017 in England, we've been on an astronomical rise, and then playing in so many franchise tournaments around the world, you've seen it. The amount of people who come to games in India and just support cricket and really love to watch it just gives another energy, another level to the game that we didn't experience before. So, I think the games over here in India are going to be really great to watch, and that is really exciting as a player.
Similar for you, Sophie, what's been your biggest takeaway in the last couple of years as it's attributed to how much the game has developed and how popular it's become?
I think it's the opportunities that are provided. I think it has been pretty crazy to think back to the start of my career. I think we only ever played against these three countries, and to now, obviously, as everyone's alluded to, any team can win this competition, which makes for it really exciting. I think the next step, though, is to make sure that it is a truly global game and that all boards across the world are provided with equal opportunity to be able to play more cricket, because I think that's one thing that the women's game is screaming out for, is making sure that everyone gets equal opportunity to make sure that they're playing regular games of cricket. They're not having to wait long periods. So the investment has been fantastic, but I know this is only just part of the journey for the women's game.
Which is why we're really hoping from this edition of the Women's World Cup to just, set that future generations, set them up for even greater things. Harman, I know you would avoid the question and give me, I guess, the more diplomatic answer, but it is a home World Cup for India. You are leading. The expectations are there. A lot of people believe in this team. They've been following this team. They believe this is the year you get your hands on that trophy. And it's going to follow you in every stadium in the country that you go to.
Yeah, I mean, see, home World Cup is always special, as I mentioned, and we are really working hard, to improve our cricket, to improve, day by day. But I think, as I mentioned earlier, I know it's a home World Cup. We have a lot of expectations firstly from ourselves, and then I know we are going to see a lot of fans in the stadium. They will be cheering for us, and I'm sure we will give our best, and hopefully, fans will also come and support. And for both of us, we both can enjoy, we both can, have lots of fun in the stadiums. And I mean, it's a great opportunity. I'll take it as an opportunity, and we just want to play our best cricket.
Well, they say heavy lies in head that wears the crown, but it doesn't look like Queen Elizabeth seems to have any problem with wearing that crown. I mean, I know that if I ask you who would threaten the legacy when it comes to Australia, you've already told me that you feel like every team is on equal footing. It's got to be one team that you have a special eye on.
Fortunately, I've got a really small head, so I don't have to wear the crown. But, look, I don't want to single a team out. I think there's genuinely seven other teams that are really red hot opportunity at winning this World Cup. I mean, we've just played a pretty fierce series against India over the last 2 weeks. Very high scoring, very stressful cricket as captains. Hopefully you agree with that. So
a lot of support for you as well, a lot of support.
A lot of support, yeah. Look, I think everyone's a genuine chance. I'm not going to single anybody out, but it's quite literally who can handle the pressure for the longest that's going to get the job done. So I'd love to say us, but I think any team's a real chance.
Handling the pressure in those moments, it is a privilege at those points, isn't it? Now, coming into this World Cup, what do you feel is your team's, in a way, your biggest strength that you carry forward in these conditions?
I think the youth that we have on our side, we've got some highly skilled and talented people coming through that haven't experienced World Cups, and I think sometimes when you haven't experienced it, you don't know what to expect, so those expectations from before aren't there. I think the youth on our side can be balanced out by some of the oldies, and just guiding people as best as we can. And like Alyssa says, the team who can handle the pressure for the longest and just get over the line in those games, we'll come out on top. And really excited for the tournament to start, because I think the quality of the cricket's going to be really exciting.
More experienced ones, we call them vintage now. Old is not a word that we use. Vintage and experienced. And I mean, what about experiences now, Sophie, when it comes to Indian conditions? When you prepare as a team in Indian conditions, having played some cricket here as well, what is the one thing that you keep at the forefront for subcontinental conditions?
I think it's been the interesting thing. You go back probably to your previous questions in terms of the evolution of the women's game, and I actually think the conditions and the pitches that we play on now, I think when you come back, played here 5-10 years ago, you knew it was going to be turning wickets, you knew you were going to have to work hard for every single run. Whereas as you've just seen in the Australia-Indies series, they scored nearly 800 runs, which goes to show that the quality of the pitches here have been outstanding, and the outfield, we know, is always lightning quick. So for us, when you play in these conditions, you've got to be able to adapt, because we know at the start of the tournament it might be flat tracks, big runs on board, but spin will certainly come into play at some stage. I think that's something everyone's aware of, and how they stack their teams up with loads of spinners is being able to be prepared for that later on in the tournament. But the conditions is going to be something that teams are just going to have to adjust, but always go back to their own individual strengths.
And that's right, it's that right mix, is the hard work that all of you have done preparing for a global event like this. But there's some players that you're very excited to watch, and most Indians would be looking at Smriti Mandhana. There's no doubt the kind of form that she has been in, record-breaking. How much confidence it gives you as a captain, and of course you shared a dressing room with her for years.
Yeah, she's been great, to be honest. The way she's batting nowadays, that is something really exciting to watch from outside, and especially whenever I'm batting with her, things are quite easy on the pitch. You don't need to stress too much, because she's always there to help. And I think having her in our team is a biggest strength for us, and I really wish that the way she's batting nowadays, she should continue. And she's always taking that batter's responsibility and helping teammates to get runs on the field. So I think the way she's doing our things, we should continue doing and keep winning matches for us.
Absolutely. Nat had mentioned some young players in the team. And so for you, the youngsters who you think from Australia could make a mark or we should be keeping our eye on?
Yeah, probably some familiar names over here in India, in Phoebe Litchfield and Belle Sutherland as well. They've obviously had a bit of success in the WPL, but those two probably within our side have been the most exciting to watch over the last 18 months and are primed for a really big World Cup, so I'm excited to see them do their thing.
Now, you already mentioned some of the youngsters in danger, so let me flip it around for you. Any opposition players?
I'm going to be very diplomatic and not name anybody.
Name some players from your team, it's fine. No worries. We won't make it that hard.
I guess some players who haven't experienced World Cups. Emma Lamb is in great form. She's had a brilliant domestic season and scored a ton of runs. We've also got Alice Capsey, who's come into great form as well. But, I mean, anybody, I think, from any team, as with the quality of cricket now, can win a game for their side. So, yeah, we'll be watching out for those youngsters.
Same question, Sophie. Next generation who's going to make waves in this World Cup?
Yeah, obviously, the Kiwi girls, we've got a fair few younger ones, which seem to keep me on my toes. But, you know, I look at the likes of Georgia Blummer and the fantastic World Cup she had last year. Izzy Gaze yesterday was outstanding. Being able to reach a ton, and I think Eden Carson as well. They're three players that have had a bit of time in our environment now, and it's sometimes I need a bit of a reminder that they're still only 20, 21, 22. But it is, I'm really excited for them, and as Nat mentioned, you know, they haven't been to a 50-over World Cup, so I'm really excited to see them just go out there and do their thing.
Amazing to have like the world at your feet. They're there for the taking. Of course, a lot of it is about the fans in these moments. So message for the fans. Let's go to all of you for a message for the fans.
Yeah, I mean, fans have been outstanding for us wherever we play. Not only in India, even wherever we go, they are always coming in huge amount to support us. And I'm sure in Home World Cup, they are going to be even more amazing. And I know they're going to support us throughout this World Cup. And hopefully, this journey, from both sides will be, we will try to, give them happy moments, enjoy, we both enjoy together, and hopefully, we'll keep coming and keep supporting and keep enjoying this ODI World Cup.
Absolutely. For all, that's the same question to all of you. Personal message for your seeing set of fans that will be following you.
I'd really like to encourage the Indian fans to show up in their Chennai MS Dhoni shirts because they're yellow, so if that can happen, that would be great, especially if we play India. Yeah, so show up in that, have some yellow in the crowd, that'd be nice. But no, I'm just excited to see cricket grow again here in India. I think it's a perfect timing for this ODI World Cup to take place here. We've seen the growth in the WPL and what it's done for Indian cricket, so the fact that a major tournament is here, in really good conditions, I think is really exciting. So hopefully the fans get behind it, and for our home fans at home, watch it. It's a prime time.
Well said. Nat and Sophie, for you.
Yeah, I guess really looking forward to the game against India, to obviously have that full stadium, that noise. Yeah, really excited about it, but just hopefully people to come and watch some great cricket, and looking forward to seeing some of the English families come out a bit later on in the tournament.
We all know that everyone's going to be supporting India. We've accepted that, but New Zealand can certainly be everyone's second favourite team. So
you know that New Zealand is India's second favourite team. You know that.
Absolutely. So just
sorry, Australia.
So anytime we get it, when we play against India, that's okay. We'll understand that. Against anyone else, make sure you get in behind us Kiwis. I mean, we're only a little wee small country end of the world, but again, the fans play such a massive role, I think, in helping promote the game, to support. Matt mentioned it earlier in terms of the energy it gives us as players. It's something that's really special, and we know the Indian fans are like anyone else in the world, so I can't wait to play in front of that noise and go New Zealand.
Of course, we would imagine that, and why not? And listen, we look forward to creating a lot of memories together. It would be remiss of me to not ask these incredible leaders their favourite World Cup memories. I mean, mine was, of course, your 171. Again, sorry, Australia.
Right,
enjoy that a little bit. Your favourite World Cup memory, Herman?
I mean, obviously that 171, because that really changed a lot of things back home in India, and hopefully this World Cup will create more good memories. So whenever next time we meet, we'll talk about these World Cup's memories.
Absolutely. Let's say you can mention November 19th, 2023 in Ahmedabad as a favourite World Cup memory if you want. We'll allow it.
Oh, no, that doesn't count. We don't care about that. That was the other team. ODI World Cup, I think having success over here in 2013, I didn't play in that tournament, but I was there. I was a really good drinks runner, so I felt a real sense of pride getting out there, receiving my medal. But that kind of gives us a nice vibe heading into this one, that we played really well here in these conditions, and we can do it again. But I think the 2022 in New Zealand is still a highlight.
Absolutely. Would 2017 Lords at home be the one for you?
It's got to be.
Yeah.
Got to be. Yeah, I mean, what an incredible game of cricket, and yeah, obviously another low-scoring thriller. But yeah, to be a part of that was really, really incredible.
It really was. Sophie, for you?
I'm going to have to wind it back, and I wasn't playing in this before you had a comment about my age, but the 2000 World Cup in New Zealand, where the Whitefords were able to win it, was such a monumental moment. We spoke about 2017 and Harman as well. Your knock, I think that transformed the women's game in New Zealand and really put eyes on women's cricket in New Zealand and around the world. So that's certainly a memory that is ingrained in my head in terms of being a real shift for me personally.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing your memories. We're going to take a breather now as we head over to Colombo. The media will be asking you the question shortly as well. But once again, thank you.
The stage is set.
That's the way to start a World Cup.
As 8 nations compete for the ultimate prize in cricket.
This is unbelievable.
The world's best traveling to India and beyond. In the pursuit of cricketing glory.
They have etched their names in history.
September.
It was so wonderful to hear the insights of those captains, but we do have some of our 4 captains who are here in Sri Lanka currently, but we are just 4 days away from what will be the biggest Women's World Cup to date. So super excited, the much anticipated 13th edition that does put a spotlight on the continued rise of women's cricket, and it is a tournament that will definitely showcase skill, passion, and the will to win on the grandest stage. And we want to see you there, of course, in person. Get your seat by heading through to